Greetings and salutations, horror movie fans. My name is Gilbert Yabar, and welcome back to the Attic Review. On today's episode of TAR, I want to talk about one of my favorite remakes ever, 2013's version of Evil Dead. Now, don't hate me, but yes, I prefer this one over the cult classic. I'm sorry, but I just like the way this one felt with its darker vision and tone, and I'm going to make my case for it. In traditional Attic Review fashion, I'm going to break the movie down into the 3 acts as I saw them play out, what I liked, disliked about each act, and how I felt about the film overall. P.S. There's a really cool Easter egg that I just learned about this film that I want to share with you, but not until the very end, so without further ado, 2013's Evil Dead. Oh my goodness, we have an extremely frantic and chaotic first 5 minutes as we see a young woman being chased and captured in the woods because she's possessed. And then she gets dealt with the way demons get dealt with, by becoming barbecued while screaming obscenities in some cellar cased with anti-demon stuff, and then we get into the main credits. We pull up to a cabin in the woods, as friends Olivia and Eric are waiting for their friend David and his girlfriend Natalie to show up, but this rendezvous isn't for some camping fun. They are here for David's sister Mia, who they all love dearly, and that's why they're going to force her to stay in this safe cabin until she kicks her heroin habit. Okay, I lied about that cabin being safe. They chose the shittiest place for Mia to play cold turkey, seeing as it is dilapidated and broken down. Like me physically, mentally, emotionally, and... where was I going with that? Oh yeah, it also hosted that little demon cookout we saw earlier in the movie, so this looks like a nice little tasty recipe for disaster. While suffering through some nasty withdrawals, Mia is complaining nonstop about some serious stink in the cabin, so the group searches the cabin and accidentally find a cellar door, and they're gonna wish they never walked down there. In the creepy basement is the crime scene from years ago with the demon, and also sadly it's a bunch of cats all strung up for I don't know what protective spell reasons. But on a desk next to a shotgun, we have a wrapped and bound book, and you know what, this night is already awful enough. Hell, let's bring it upstairs. Eric wisely decides to cut off the wire that is protecting the Book of the Dead, and then ignores literally warnings saying, do not read, drops some blood on it, reads the book anyways, and then poor Mia, who's pacing around outside, gets sucker punched in the gut by some evil wind. Well, this is shitty, because Mia has cried wolf way too many times in the past, and now that she is seeing evil hallucinations out in the woods, no one believes her and everyone ignores her pleas to leave this place. So Mia jacks a car and tries to fast and furious her way to freedom, but evil said, fuck that, we got plans for that ass. Forced out of the car and into the swamp for probably one of my favorite scenes ever by the way it is filmed, she comes face to face with a demon that is looking to make an unwanted entrance. Let's just say it is very unpleasant to watch, but now Mia is evil. And dead. Well, not dead yet, but evil. And this is eerily confirmed after Mia's concerns about being possessed are dismissed by David. And then she looks into the mirror, and there's some spooky shit there. And after that spooky shit, we end Act 1. You know what else is some spooky stuff? You. Watching this without being subscribed. So click subscribe and let's get into Act 1 likes and dislikes. Act 1 like, Jane Levy is incredible in her portrayal of an addict. And honestly, this first act is a great metaphor for the pain and agony that comes with withdrawals, and not just the physical toll. Little side note, I was a severe alcoholic, so the memories and thoughts of withdrawal are still painful. So the first 30 minutes of this film worked up my anxiety because I could feel those metaphors and ugh, what an awful feeling. Good job, director. Also, kudos to the director and cinematographer. I loved their angles and all that cool zoom shit that I don't know how to name properly. A little overall Act 1 like is that I love the setting. It's great. You can never go wrong with a cabin in the woods and some evil running amok. Aha, a little Act 1 dislike. It's just the possession of Mia. I know it's for the story and for the film, but it's just I find myself looking away every time that scene comes on. Aside from that, great first 30 minutes, and let's get into Act 2. Eric is still messing with that damn book. Ugh. While David is trying to clean up the mess in the basement, which leads him to the sad discovery of his childhood dog bludgeoned to death with a hammer. Ugh, it's so sad. Rightfully so. David wants to chastise Mia for her crimes, but Mia's a little busy, boiling off her skin in the shower until the group saves her from becoming soup. And when David tries to rush her to the hospital, that plan is a no-go, as the road out is flooded due to some wickedness. Shit! Mia is sedated, and the group realizes that they are in some deep dookie. Thanks a lot, Eric. And oh shit, it's Wayne Brady, son! Just kidding. It's just Mia walking out with that double barrel shotty and things are gonna get messy. David takes a light shotgun blast and now this cabin is officially condemned. As Mia tells them, "You're all gonna die tonight." And now the games officially begin. Mia and Olivia fight over the shotgun, and then Mia fights dirty by putting some demon puke all over Olivia's face and mouth, and then Olivia luckily kicks Mia down into the cellar. Get comfy and brace yourselves, because our characters are about to take a fucking thumping. I'm going to condense this part of the review because if you haven't seen the movie, I want you to enjoy the spectacular ass-kicking full of mutilation and torture for the next 15 minutes, and then a creepy-ass basement scene with Mia. Enjoy. Alright, fast forward. The basement is locked for now with Mia in it, so the group decides to try to light the Book of the Dead on fire. No luck. And Eric's new research says that they have to unalive Mia to save her soul. And oh yeah, they have to make sure that this demon doesn't eat all 5 of their souls, otherwise she's coming back from hell in a rain shower of blood. Where were we? Yes, back to the ass kicking. Olivia is out of the picture, and trying to take David and Eric out of the picture is a newly possessed Natalie, armed with a nail gun and a crowbar. And they barely survive that after absorbing another devastating beatdown, but now Olivia's gone, and David should do the right thing by lighting this cabin up with Mia in it, but his lame ass gets manipulated by Mia into giving her another chance of salvation, which is a good thing, but we end Act 2 here. And another good way to salvation is by subscribing to the Attic Review. So click subscribe and let's go into the Act 2 likes and dislikes. Act 2 like, this shit was genuinely scary and unnerving to me. Those scenes of those characters being attacked were ruthless. Eric took one of the most phenomenal pummelings I've ever witnessed. And then that cellar scene with Mia and Natalie alone, random like. But the possessed characters were incredible. Each time a new one popped up, I was so excited to see how they were going to torture the living. Act 2 dislike? Nothing. Everything so far is appreciated, so let's keep up the intensity for Act 3 and the conclusion of Evil Dead. Psst! Don't forget about that Easter egg I mentioned earlier, it's pretty cool! Act 3. Okay, David is getting his ass kicked and nearly drowned by Mia when somehow Eric, with all 5 ounces of blood left in his body, sedates Mia, saves his old friend, but succumbs to his injuries. Sorry, dude. But after a claustrophobic-filled scene with David burying Mia alive to save her soul, it actually works and he saves her! Oh, what a good older brother. That shit is short-lived though, as Demon Eric is ready to spoil the family reunion by fatally wounding David. Mia escapes the cabin and David makes that shit explode with Eric in it. But Eric issues a little warning to David. He's coming. What could that mean, he's coming? Is that blood rain starting to fall? Damn it! That means what Eric said was true, so that means here comes a demon rising. And I mean this, what a scary ass chase scene with Demon Mia chasing Mia. This is spooky and intense, and then we have a nice little homage to the original when Mia gets her hands on the motherfucking chainsaw. So anyways, the last 7 minutes are basically a blood-soaked showdown with Mia ultimately winning and saving the earth from a demon roaming around. Good game, Mia. Everyone else, well, thanks for helping Mia out and for helping us to enjoy this incredibly frightening film. Act 3 like, as was the case in Act 2, I love the gore and viciousness. There was a number of times where my stomach was queasy and I was just grinding my teeth, but great ending, and this last 30 minutes flies because of how invested you are at this point. A quiet Act 3 like is where Mia is between the walls and a machete is slicing through there trying to find her. Now this particular part reminded me exactly of a scene in a film called The Raid Redemption. Comment below if you know the scene I'm talking about. Act 3 dislikes? No complaints, that was a great ending, and overall, this film is incredibly strong. Evil Dead 2013, in my opinion, is probably one of the greatest reimaginings ever done. It cut out the campiness and went straight for the ultra-violence, and I just feel it worked better than the original cult classic. This is a film that I go to when I want to feel scared and have a genuine horror movie feel to it, so the Evil Dead remake is held in high regards here at the Attic Review. And hey, did you think I forgot about that Easter egg that I was rambling on and on about? Well, here we go. Okay, if you take the first initial of each of the 5 main characters, you ready? Let's do this together. D for David, E for Eric, M for Mia, O for Olivia, and N for Natalie. Now, we just spelled out demon, folks. And that's just my personal favorite Easter egg in this movie that is filled with them, including the shotgun, the chainsaw, and even some of the voice recordings heard in the background. Well, that's it for today's episode of Tar and my extreme high praise for 2013's version of Evil Dead, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. It has been an absolute pleasure. Please subscribe and tell some friends. My name is Gilbert Ybarra. Thank you so much for watching the Addict Review. Smile, Tiger.